So this is what the Conservative Party, this is what we figured out how to do. So this is a two-step process. So first of all, there has to be a committee motion which says that the committee, or that this committee finds no confidence, or that that the House finds no confidence in the government. Now, committee chairs, House of Commons Standing Committee chairs, have the power to convene meetings, essentially at times of their choosing. It's a little more complicated than that, but that's essentially a power that they have. Now, the Conservatives hold the chair on one particular committee, the Public Accounts Committee. Now this, of course, if you've been listening or if you subscribe to that link that I talked about earlier, you'll hear me talk about how the government didn't even table its public accounts. It was months and months and months. One of the most overdue public accounts in Canadian history this year. So because Conservatives own the chair, or not own the chair, but hold the chair of that committee, the chair of that, the Public Accounts Committee, his name is John Williamson. He's a Conservative member of Parliament. He released a letter today saying that he was going to convene that committee on January the 7th to have the committee vote on a non-confidence motion, a very simply worded non-confidence motion. And if you want to see his letter, again, the link is in the comments or the video description. If you click subscribe, you can see all of this. You can forward it to your friends. But he said that he would convene the committee on January the 7th. So that vote would happen on January the 7th. Now, if Jagmeet Singh's NDP is really serious about calling a non-confidence motion, they'll do what? They will vote in favor of that motion. Then there's phase two. That motion would then be tabled, that it would be like a report to be tabled back in the House of Commons coming out of the committee, okay? And that would be tabled as soon as the first day of sitting at the end of January. From there, that report could essentially be, it's something called concurred into the House of Commons. It's a fancy way of saying that it would be voted on in the House of Commons by all members. So in effect, what would happen is the Public Accounts Committee could, in theory, vote a motion of non-confidence report that to the House of Commons, and then the House of Commons would vote on that motion. So it is a very clever parliamentary tool to force a non-confidence motion well before when many, left-wing observers were saying, well, it could be March or something like that. Now, we can't wait that long. All of you know that Canada can't wait that long. Many people are talking about, the Liberal Party is saying like, oh, well, Justin Trudeau should take time to think about their future. And then the Liberal Party could prorogue Parliament, suspend Parliament so that the Liberals could have a leadership race. No, we need an election now. There's too many crises facing the country. And that's why Conservatives have found this parliamentary tool to force a non-confidence motion, even though the House of Commons isn't sitting. So that is going to unfold. Again, it's a bit like the reason why I wanted to come to you live and talk to you about this is to show you that Conservatives are not just sitting back and waiting for, parliamentary pundits and reporters to say like, oh, well, this is what could happen, or wait for the Liberal Party to say when a confidence motion could happen. No, it needs to happen now. So we've been working over the Christmas holidays to find ways to force a non-confidence vote. So that will happen as soon as January the 7th. Now, this is predicated, that motion passing is predicated on a few things. First of all, the Liberals not proroguing Parliament. There have been rumors that Justin Trudeau is going to suspend Parliament because, he's obviously, his finance minister said she didn't have confidence in him. There's a caucus mutiny happening. And it also is determinant on whether or not Jagmeet Singh was telling the truth. Do you remember last August, he said that he was going to rip up his supply and confidence agreement with the Liberals, and then he voted to prop the Liberals up on multiple occasions between September and December. So essentially what we're also doing here is we're calling the NDP's bluff. If Jagmeet Singh is serious about voting non-confidence in the Liberal government, he will support the motion. His members will support the motion on January the 7th in the Public Accounts Committee, and then do everything in their power to work with the other opposition parties, the Conservative Party, for example, to get that motion to vote as quickly as possible before the end of the month.